Create.
Welcome to the
Create.
Streets
This is not up for
Entrepreneurs. You
debate.
woke up
Start
this
that
morning
business
blessed.
off.
Today is Money Making Monday. Let's say it with me now. Money Making Monday. Money Making Monday. Say it now. I got that from that girl Cooking with Kaya. Shout her out too, even though they hating on little mamas. The second intro I want to start is, I am 100% with fuck the streets. Fuck them. Say that. I am 100% with fuck the streets. For people that are actually from the streets, that are still in the streets, that live from the streets, that are grown from the streets. Like Vizo said, he said, it's no way in hell I could say fuck the streets. And I learned all my street smarts to become a billionaire in this game from the streets. And that right there is what I want to get at. So fuck the streets for all you crash outs, all you old ass gang members that's 50, 60, 70, 80 still trying to pump this shit to the youth and whatever. Shout out the rappers. All right? Rappers, actors, hosts, all of that. Those are not gangsters. You can't be a gangster with a job. If you're a host, you're that means I can find you on a flyer. Your name on a flyer. So that's the difference. Them people transition to be actors and entertainers. And what they use as their, let's say, script is stuff that they come from or wanted to be a part of. Like a lot of us know that we have rapper friends and stuff that never shot a gun a day in their life, but definitely could metaphorically put this shit together. We know niggas that ain't never cooked a brick, but in a song like I'ma whip it up in the kitchen. So we understand that. Why am I talking about that though for Money Making Monday and wanted to throw that in? Because I'm getting back to just being me. Like just being me on here. Leaving who I am on here. Projecting something different on here. Because while I was a part of the streets, dead ass, I got shot. I got attacked, stabbed, broken feet. Watched one of my best friends die for all of the gangster people. You feel me? A lot of us don't know that feeling when you have to watch your man's mama pull a plug on your friend, knowing that you would never see this man again. So, to get that back up front, that was one of the main reasons, rest in peace, Kiss. That was one of the main reasons I started podcasting, and I started with comedy. Why? Because I knew once I transitioned from the streets, I was going to get a whole different rapport, and plus past history from people that supposedly were with you or a part of this, the whatever you want to call it, right? But that was the whole point of me starting a podcast. The Streets Entrepreneurs, as it's saying, and how I said before, was a way to take this hustle mentality and turn it legitimately. I've been watched way before, let's say, Camden came out with a podcast, Mace, Gillian. I've been podcasting longer than them. Or the saying, I came up with that idea, right? And the whole point of it was to change the mentality. So basically, if I can sell drugs and do all of this, I could definitely apply it for a t-shirt, a hoodie, music, real estate, credit, whatever it is. I know that I can now put my mind to and do if I was able to succeed even a little bit off of that. And even from the failures of going to prison, being in that shit like a fucking dog in modern day slavery, the comfortability of thinking that it's all right being locked up around a whole bunch of fucking men. It starts to play with you when you start to try to change. Like, really? Was I really doing that? Was I really in a mindset to go spin a block and kill my own kind, or a nigga I went to school with, or he went to Hackett and I went to Livingston, but we all know each other because we went to Camp Hope and Camp Opportunity together. So in my head, I was like, yo, bro, why don't we just start a podcast to make money the same way without the risk? When I knew that when people looked at me like I was smoking crack, that's when I knew the streets was done. I'll give you a better example. I'm a menace to society child. Scarface, paid in full. I remember one time we was driving and a nigga was like, nah, bro, I ain't doing nothing out my baby mama car. And I was just like, yo, bro, it's no way in hell that we are living such a facade. You get my drift? We done watched all this shit and you gonna say some, you get what I'm saying? And people was living off the glorification of shit from this beefing, this is fake ass, oh, we uptown and downtown shit. And no lie, I actually regret playing any part in any of that. I feel so stupid to think that my talents and abilities was to sell poison after watching my mother go through that shit all her life. We're going to definitely get into a lot more other stuff. But like I said, the podcast, talking and being relative, meaning that you can relate, is the whole point of me doing this. That was the whole point. I got tired of seeing the fancy cars, paying $1,000, and we in competition and still living and paying rent. I'm going to talk also about these fake ass words and these fake podcasts too. I'm going to get to that, but we're going to stay focused on Money Making Monday. But that's the whole basis of the Streets Entrepreneurs. I got into credit basically because, one, being around so many successful kids that was smoking credit in Georgia. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 different cards every other day. So in my head, I'm like, damn, if I would have known this before selling a $40 sale and doing 8 years for it, I definitely would have focused on credit or something in that manner, or my business, LLCs and stuff like that. I'm going to show a video about how much I owe on my taxes, because I just did taxes. We're going to talk about that too. But I just filed my taxes, and I haven't filed taxes on my LLC in so long that I owe $160,000 in back taxes. Here's the blessing. It doesn't show up on my credit report. It's because I structured my LLC properly when we first did it that falls under the LLC. That is called a tax warrant or a tax debt for your business. Most businesses has millions of dollars in debt before they even start and become profitable. But I wanted to get into that also to motivate people. Why? A lot of people are talented. A lot of people have gifts and skills and don't understand that this phone ain't just for gossiping. You know what they call these phones actually? These apps? Platforms. Go Google the meaning of a platform. A platform is a place like a stage and stuff to where you perform, you speak and stuff like that. Like a platform, you set up on something. That's where you can start changing your mind to get outside of who gives a fuck what people think, the people that don't help, family and friends, and the small town thing that happens when these algorithms. These phones is making and paying people money and things in that manner. Focus on that. That's it. Why? One of the biggest separations right now is black men and women, and every time I see or have a conversation is about some financial bullshit. And never in my life have I ever been around nobody growing up that ever spoke in that manner about it's based on finances instead of love. So, stay tuned for more. Welcome. But let this be a message to anybody that it might help, or the youth. That was a main thing for the youth too. Like, tell these young boys and these young men, it is not fucking worth it. Take the ski mask off, take off the tight pants. I'm about to start putting on business suits and walk around in dress shoes more because I'm so tired of the emasculation and the soft shit. Another thing too, we are done with the tone. That whole shit where you cannot understand when a person is telling you about yourself and you can't take critique. Stay away from them type of people. And it's both ways. Both ways. So that means if I spoke to you yesterday and tomorrow you still doing the same shit, it is what it is. But stay tuned for more, and it's Money Making Monday. We also wanted to get into a little bit more to explain the difference of a hustle and business. We're going to throw that into another episode. But I really wanted to get at the beginning and reasoning on why I started the podcast, to be into this trending thing, to probably get more exposure. And I'm doing the comedy videos based around credit again. Don't you start dancing. Go get that ebook. It's $10. If you hit the link or need help or want it for free, just comment it or just hit me. Why? Because I feel like that if we give out more information like this and it helps more people, you're going to have the people that don't post, repost, or share or run off. But the ones is always going to be ones that is going to share, help, especially strangers, to show people that this person helped me or this person information actually works. But stay tuned for more from the Streets Entrepreneurs. It's Money Making Monday. Go get you some.